barbarian stuff and the outlander stuff already set up.
Hello, folks. We're
right.
trying again.
Yay!
We have most of the players back into the new Hangout, which I started as quickly as I could. And let's see. Like I said, it's going to be on Wagon Row. There are wagons and carriages going back and forth on the road. You can see all the way down Nell Forge. Yeah, there I am. Your camera had to refocus there.
Indeed.
Okay, I don't know
There we
what.
go. Sorry about that, folks.
Did you start a new one?
Yes, we did.
Well,
And it is live.
okay. I just have a quick question. Are feats not a thing you normally get? Take them in place of your ability score improvement, but other than that, you don't normally get them?
I think you do normally get them every few levels.
You get
Certain,
them in place.
certain classes get feats faster than others.
Okay. I don't know if I should have one or not.
I don't think you get feats at all unless you choose to have your ability scores replaced.
Choose not to get the ability score that
Yeah. So I mean, it's
Okay.
oh yep. Page 165 says using the optional feats rule, you can forego taking the ability score improvement to take a feat of your choice instead.
Right. But unless your class says you get one, you normally don't. Is that right?
They all do. I mean, you get that every 4 levels, is to the best of my knowledge.
Huh.
They're
Okay,
all-
I'm still looking that up then. But let's proceed without it.
Let's proceed without it. Let's get into some sort of situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because player interaction is kind of why I'm here, and this will help me. This will give me something to riff off of.
I'm trying
Like I
to.
said, I was describing the scene. Wagon Row stretches all the way across Nell Forge. You can see from one end of the city to the other if
Yes.
you're high enough and can look over the wagons.
Some of us may have seen one another before,
Mm-hmm.
like
But-
Academy Circle, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, come to think of it, let's see. Thagak might have visited Academy Circle once or twice.
Yes. I occasionally go there. If for no other reason, I do sometimes go on errands for my father.
Right. Oh, congratulations, John. You're the linchpin.
Oh,
Because you have a way, because you know both Tess and Argyle, and to some lesser extent, Sarya.
yes. So, oh yeah, Tess of the Soaring Hawk clan. Right. I'm Thagak of the Dry Hills clan.
That's right. I do remember you mentioning that before. I'd write that down.
Yeah.
But yeah. I should write stuff down too.
Right. So let's see. Should I be busking, or is Wagon Row not an appropriate place for that?
Wagon Row is the perfect place for busking. If you're not debusking, that stands out.
Oh, right. Then yes. Then that's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Wagon Row is for busking, buying, selling.
Right. Probably. On the other hand, I might be with a couple of Dry Hills buyers.
Mm-hmm.
Buying supplies for later.
Occasional things like manufactured goods like blankets and things that require hardware that you can't ordinarily find out in the wasteland.
Yep.
Looms and things.
Right. Yeah. Hauling those looms is a little bit difficult on a pony.
It's such a pain in the butt to disassemble. Don't get me started.
But anyway.
Yes. Simon says interact. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm busking with the lute rather than with the bagpipes.
Mm-hmm.
That I do only on request and only when the entire clan asks for it, because anyway, yeah, so lute.
You save the bagpipes for emergencies.
Right.
For signaling people across distances.
Yes.
Exactly. So yes. So playing something sprightly and calm. I'm basically providing music. And I
Oh. Well, you know what?
I sort of look up and I just see okay. I just see somebody first, whoever I see first, I just sort of, give him a
D6.
little nod and
Let's say it's Argyle.
okay. So I switch into I just start playing the Mystic Trail or something, just a little something. It's not one of it's a classic, but it's an Academy Circle favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're switching a tune when I pass on the other side of the street. So I hear that.
Right.
Oh,
right. I was playing a comedic ditty, and now I just go into some sort of thoughtful, solemn folk song. Sort of a, just sort of nod.
Oh,
Argyle.
so it's Watson.
Yeah. Greetings. What news on the Rialto?
The Rialto.
Or whatever the hell we call it. Argyle, what do you hear that's good?
Oh, hi. Hi, Watson. I'm here looking for someone I've heard should pass through here. A person called Ragek.
Ragek. Have I heard of him, Dave?
Ragek.
Well, I haven't, so I'll let you decide if you have or not.
Ragek.
Should be a tall guy with a green with a green robe.
Green robe. Let me see.
Ragek?
Ragek.
Yeah.
Oh, you bet I'm going to use it.
Doesn't ring a bell, but if I see a tall guy with a green robe, I'll ask him if he knows Argyle and say you were looking for him.
Well, don't tell him I'm looking for him. Just tell me where he is at, so I can find him.
Oh, you want to be the one who finds him first.
Exactly, that's it.
It shows me 10 gold. Sorry. Yeah.
Ragak and the plot hook. Dave, is that okay? Quick question: is that a Wasteland's name or a more of a name?
More of a
I'd say it's more of a Wastelander name.
Yeah,
but I could see if it's in the form Ragak the. I guess it was someone from Nelforge putting on barbaric airs.
Right. Okay. Oh, it's Ragak or something or other. That means he's probably yes. I go. Yeah. Well, I comment that.
Oh, don't just say you comment that. Comment that.
What?
Oh, don't just say you comment that. Comment that.
Okay. 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 Right. Ragak the something or other. Sounds like an Easterner putting on Wastelander air.
Indeed, he should be, but I heard that he knows a particular spell that gives... it's too complicated. He knows a variant of a spell, and I want to know that But he is not one to share freely, so I need to corner him for that. He knows that I want it. I want to know it.
Yes. Okay. Oh, do we have a descriptor for him? You know, Ragak the something or other.
I am calling him Ragak the Sprightly.
Ragak the Sprightly.
Ragak
Sounds like it's going to be hard to catch him.
Sprightly, eh? That gives us a possible. And you're looking to persuade. He's not one to part with his lore, though.
Well, who is? But I have to negotiate it with him. Maybe
Right.
there's something we can work out.
Sprightly. In that case, sprightliness is clearly tied up with his sense of vanity. That's a possible plan of attack. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Saria, Tess, who wants to come in and find your associate? Oh, go on. Yeah, guy. Except, you know.
If you put me on the spot, then I have to think of something. I choose Emmy.
You can. How big is this place, though?
How big is Nelforge? Over 100,000 people, I would guess. This is big as medieval cities go.
Yeah. As medieval cities go, it would be pretty big. It is a way stop on a trade route between a.
That would be very easy for Saria to get lost in.
Not that easy, because this is the portion of Wagon Row that's right near Resico's Tangle.
Oh, okay.
And there are more than a few herbalist shops in there.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So you probably find your way by the smell of the herbs.
Okay.
Among other things.
Right.
Awesome.
Resico's Tangle is probably one of the few places in Nelforge where scents can drift upwind.
Okay. Cool.
So Half-Elf comes along, probably occasionally talking to bits of produce on the stands.
Yep.
Yeah. Ah. Oh. Well, hello there.
I think
Here
you
to have
both
a
can
conversation
recognize her.
Wait, what'd you say?
Here. Oh, hello there. Here to have a conversation with the squash.
Oh, well, I mean, if it deems to talk back, then yes, of course.
Well, yes. Interesting.
Oh, Argyle. I'm glad to have finally found you. I was just asking various fruits and vegetables if they might lead me towards you. And it looks like they have.
Apparently. Why are you looking for me?
Everybody's looking for somebody.
Looks like.
Well, as I understand it, Argyle is Saria's primary point of contact around Academy Circle when she occasionally lectures to the Botany Club.
That sounds so nerdy. I love it.
Yes, that's really kind of the only person I know.
Oh, how do you do? Thagak Watson. When I'm in town, I usually go by Watson.
That's a very nice name. Saria Elquin, you can just call me Saria.
Always pleasant to meet people.
Yes, it is sometimes.
Watson
it's
is
always
pretty talented.
After you've met them, it sometimes gets more pleasant and sometimes less.
Not wrong.
I find that it is interesting to meet people, and then we shall see if it turns pleasant.
Yeah. Well, my mother always told me, strangers are just friends you haven't met yet. Well, okay, she usually says meals, but, you know, it's situational.
Oh, well, that's fascinating.
Hmm.
Not even a chuckle? Oh, well.
Oh, was that a joke? I'm sorry. That is very funny.
Yes. Okay, I can
What?
tell a bigger one than that. I believe you. Dun, dun, dun.
I may
Anyway.
not be used to people. I'm much better with animals and plants.
What
By the
have I let
way,
myself into?
by the way, Saria, did your plants say they saw some tall guy with a green robe? He only came into town recently, and he should be carrying a stick that's overgrown with something, some plants. He has a stick that's overgrown with plants that go well with his green robe. I think that's the reason why he did it. But I'm looking for him.
I've not heard any whisperings about that, but I will ask all the plants around if maybe they have seen that.
Thanks. That would be a great help.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a fine time to bring in the fourth.
Yes,
James,
it would be.
Tess, you're wanted on stage.
So let's say that probably the easiest way to pull this off would be to accidentally walk into Argyle while looking somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Oh, and there's Matthew too.
We may have a sorcerer, or he may just be sitting in.
Yay, sorcerer.
You have a sorcerer.
Yay!
Yay! Excellent.
We're just getting the gang together.
Oh, excellent.
To what end? Can't say just yet.
Adventure.
I'm keeping that a secret.
Okay.
Oh, so having bumped into Argyle, excuse me, I didn't see you there.
Oh, hello. Oh, who might you be?
Your character?
How tall?
Physical descriptions might be good here too.
Physical descriptions.
Oh yeah, none of us did that, did we?
Nope, I don't think so.
We're all invisible.
This might influence your reactions.
Yes. I think I'm about average height, average looks, and average build.
Wearing clothes.
Wearing
Average
a blue robe and a wide-brimmed hat.
Average
human.
Average for a human.
Average for a human city folk.
So maybe about 5'10".
That's a wee little man. Okay.
Must be one of them dwarves I've been hearing about.
Nah, dwarves are even shorter than that.
Let me see if I can.
I read. Hard to believe, I know.
Tess is actually, as one of the Horse Clan barbarians, pretty good size. She is 6'1" and is definitely built to pound someone into the ground if needed.
Okay, so she's about how much is that taller than 5'10"?
That's 3 inches, which isn't too bad.
Not so much, but just a little bit taller. Okay.
Yep.
I feel tiny.
The hat may make up the difference.
That's true.
Okay, but I'm taking the hat off on meeting her and say, I'm pleased to meet you. What's your name and where are you headed?
Oh, I'm Tess of the Soaring Hot Clan from that direction. I'm actually looking to find Glory. I'm looking for adventure.
Yes, just south of the road, actually, to the west of blah blah blah.
That way.
That way. Okay. Adventure and glory. That sounds fabulous. We should have a drink and talk about that a bit.
Sounds fine.
Great.
At this point, Thagak has an accompaniment.
Uh-huh.
Looks like a 10-year-old kid is sort of taken up next to you playing the drums.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
I
Drums.
raise an eyebrow and listen, is he any good?
Oh, he seems good, all right.
Right, just sort of like keeping a rhythm in the background. Okay, well, in
Yes.
that case, I
Keeping
switch
a rhythm in the background. Give me a...
well, the Mystic Road is a lot less. The Mystic Road is not that good a thing for drums. But I'm going to switch to something sort of something a little livelier, so that drums can go well with it.
Mm-hmm.
And start nodding along to his drums and sort of just give him a little nod and keep going.
Yeah, for this, I am going to request. Let's call it a wisdom check.
Okay, where do I keep my dice? Let me see. Wait a minute.
Well,
I've got all the dice and
I was expecting trouble for some reason, so I have a bunch. Would you like me to roll for you? Knowing that these are my dice.
a wisdom check. Let's see.
A wisdom check. You're gonna give. Okay.
My wisdom 12, so that's what, a +1. I roll the die and add 1.
Yeah, you add 1, and you're going for a target number of 10. So this isn't terribly difficult. This is just sort of to get you people used to the system.
Okay, it's a D20 or a D20?
D20.
I got with my +1, I got a 15.
That's good. Yeah. The kid is good. He seems to know it, and he's pushing the tempo a bit.
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
Okay. Well, you want to go? We'll go. Okay. In that case, what I'm going to do is he's pushing the tempo a bit. In that case, I'm going to do the equivalent of, there's a piece written by the pianist, I think his name was U.B. Blake. He wrote a thing called Tricky Fingers, which a lot of pianists have trouble with. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go that far yet, but I'm going to start edging into that. So I'm start doing some more complex and fast rhythms.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it, I give him a little grin because, half work. I'm not going to back down, am I?
Yeah.
Okay. Now it's a performance check, right?
Let's call it that. Yeah.
Okay.
You have a +2 on that. Kid has that.
And I'm proficient in it. So that's what.
Well, let's see. It looks like you're going to have a. Actually, it looks like you have a +2 on your sheet, but I'm pretty sure that should be a +4.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, I don't. I figured just I put the raw. I put the bonuses based on attributes, and then I just hit the radio buttons for the.
Okay.
For the ones that get the proficiency bonus. So I figure we're all good enough at math to add 2 to the number. So it's +4 total.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Okay, that's cocked. Oh dear. I just embarrassed the hell out of myself.
What did you get?
I got total, it comes to 7.
Oh, you rolled like a 2?
Basically it's like a 5-car pileup. I and I start to laugh about it. Because with that charisma, I figured I'd have the grace to laugh about it when I flub a performance.
Right.
I push it. I start getting really, and then I sort of, I just sort of laugh about it.
Kid laughs a little nervously.
I make the gesture of conceding. I say, okay, you got me.
Actually, he rolled a total of 5. So, yeah.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
So So we both sort of,
Crashed and burned.
we both did. So, and I figure I just start laughing. I clap him on the shoulder and
Yeah, we need a rematch. Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Sometime when we haven't been drinking, or at least dreaming about it. You're pretty good, kid. I can tell. What's your name?
Tennis.
Tennis. Well, I'm Thagak. Well, Thagak Watson. I go by Watson when I'm in town.
We got to try this again when we had more to drink.
Oh, definitely. How old is this kid?
That's what I was wondering.
I think I said about 10.
10. Well, try again when
Wow.
we've had more. Then again, considering the culture, it's entirely possible that, yeah, kids that young, you don't give them water because it could be contaminated.
Let's have a nice beer.
Give them only booze because at least there's nothing living in it.
Distillation.
Yep.
And now I feel a need to write up drinking habits and they'll forge future documentation. Meanwhile, you're having a good laugh there.
And
Don't
I
quit
might
your
actually
day job.
even picked up a couple of extra. I might even actually picked up a couple of extra coins from passersby who were amused by the train wreck.
Yeah, you get a few coins. We're going to call it about 5 silver.
Cool.
Just a few.
I'll amend the character sheet.
Let's see. A 5th has joined the party. Interact. You know the drill.
The 5th. Okay, that's the.
I've never been one to refuse the 5th.
That's Matthew, right?
And he's muted.
And he's muted.
He's typing something, however.
Oh, is he?
Oh,
Okay.
Blinky.
it's like Jilly Hills Deep. So we have, I believe, a
Oh,
What was this about? Jilly
so-
Hills meat? Oh, okay, there it is.
He's unmuted.
I am unmuted.
I can hear again. It's a
Yes.
miracle.
I was just about to post an AFK, but I can do this. What's the scene?
The scene is on Wagon Row, which is just a portion of Wagon Row, which is just north of Resico's Tangle, which is near Academy Circle, where an orc and a half orc and a 10-year-old kid have just had one of the most good-natured but crash and burn musical duets you've seen in a while.
Yeah. We both tried something that was too difficult for both of us. So yeah.
Okay.
It's like when you pull up to a stoplight and you start revving your engine, and then you both do a jackrabbit start, and then you run right into the street lamp.
Is there still a crowd around?
There are people still around, but they are sort of starting to wend off in their different directions.
Yeah, the performance is over for now. So, yeah, I put them away.
If you want to try restarting it,
Well, right now I'm conversing with the kid, who's.
Yeah, right. And I'm looking.
Someone in the audience says it's too early to give up. Come on.
Okay. I go. So, why not? Give me a chance to get back on the horse, as they say.
Yep.
I
You
say to the
see-
kid, ready?
That is actually a saying.
You can do it.
Get
you
back
see-
on the horse as soon as it's been killed.
Yes. And the person saying this is
Okay.
tall for a halfling.
I I'm still a little
She's
shaken,
wearing-
I guess. So I even with my bonus, even with my skill and proficiency, I still got like a 10. So I can do a lot better than I have in the past, but whatever. But anyway, so but I keep it low case so I can talk to the kid a little bit more. You know, is he dressed like a Nell Forger or is he an Outlander?
Oh, he's very much Nelforge.
Nelforge. Okay. So he's probably one of those Irish drums. What's it called? A Buzzeron. Buzzeron. I don't remember what they're called.
Something like that. Yeah. Hmm?
Something like that. Just a little thing that you play with a double-ended drumstick in your fist and sort of do that kind of thing with it.
Yeah. Very much like that, in fact.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so we just continue. And as a matter of fact, what the heck, you know, I do just a sprightly little dance tune. Sprightly, anyway. Maybe we can get what's his name interested if he calls himself Sprightly Ragag. But then, you know, I look around at the crowd and I say, anyone feels like dancing, feel free. Don't dance, just, you know, feel free.
Using cantrip prestidigitation, I'm going to create a illusion of a tiny pixie dancing in the wind.
Cute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Show off, I think.
So, will the participants please roll performance for me?
You have no
okay.
idea how much of a show off. I didn't finish my description.
I'm still not at my best. I'm still off my game, kind of. It comes to 11.
Total?
Total comes to 11 total.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Let's see. My guy got a 12. Matt? What did Hilly get?
Rolling now.
Hilly?
Hilly.
Jilly.
Jilly?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if you were making a joke or if the J was pronounced as an H, because sometimes that happens. And
Well, I didn't describe my character yet.
Fine.
You were starting to. Tall for a halfling.
The character is tall for a halfling, dressed in very wizardly robes with a very traditional pointy hat with the stars and moons on it. One side of the hat has a big silver ring in it, and
My word, she's
her
out
robes
wizarding the
have-
wizard.
yes,
what's with
the
all
robes
these blue hats?
have all
Basically,
kinds of
the equivalent
sparkly
when
and
Marty
dangly
McFly
bits.
was going to the Old West and he wore a Hollywood cowboy outfit.
Mm-hmm. And on her backpack, you see very prominently placed cooking utensils. And she is quite curvy. So yes, her name is Jilly. But people have called her Hilly.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it
And
looks like
now,
riff off the last name too.
Mm-hmm.
and now, just to put the cat, just to threaten to put the cat among the proverbial pigeons, I'm still gathering information on the characters. Could you tell me your wisdom bonuses, please?
Wisdom bonuses. Let's see.
Oh,
Where
for
am
all
I?
of us?
Do
Everybody.
you want our
2.
passive wisdom or our wisdom bonuses?
Let's do passive wisdom.
11.
Hmm?
Low wisdom but proficient in perception.
Oh, wait a second. That's
They cancel each other out. kind of, sort of.
And Jilly?
What do you mean passive wisdom? Just the stat?
Just the attribute, ma'am.
Well, passive wisdom is your wisdom modifier with your perception bonus. So, like, if you have it trained, then you get a higher score.
Oh.
Oh, well,
And I haven't spent all my skill points. I will probably take perception, so I'm going to say +2.
yeah, so my perception,
Would be 13.
yeah.
And my wisdom score is 11.
Yeah,
Wait. Okay.
Well,
mine's 12. So yeah, I got a plus. Okay, I with the proficiency bonus, it's +3. So
Mm-hmm.
if mine is relevant, I was distracted for a moment, so I don't know if I was being.
oh,
I've forgotten how I got to the 11 from for the passive wisdom.
It's 10 plus your essentially 10 plus your perception score. So
yeah, I
perception
just,
has
I
wisdom in
just
it.
found where I'd written down the passive wisdom.
This is our, ladies and gentlemen of the studio audience, this is pretty much our first time playing D&D in this fashion, so yeah, there will be a few bumps early on.
Exactly.
Another reason for this being a longer
There
session.
have been already,
Mm-hmm.
but that's got nothing to do with the game.
Right.
Yes,
All
also
right.
technical difficulties.
So it looks like we're taking a few, looks like we got a few 13s out there.
I
Yeah.
almost didn't take perception. I almost didn't.
Yeah, I'm going to throw this to Jilly because she's sort of surveying the audience. And Saria, because she's one of the few other people not performing. The two of you, well, let me describe Wagon Row a little better. There are shops all along. There are warehouses all along. They are shop, warehouse, tavern, practically in series. Up and down the place, and you get people from all walks of life walking Wagon Row
Probably a few
because
open air stalls and push carts and things.
stalls and push carts and things. In this particular case, though, you see two fairly nicely dressed young girls. Not so much women as late teens, which in a medieval culture would be pretty damn close to women, walking along. And there is someone in a there is a box half sticking out of a third-story loft on a warehouse.
Uh-oh.
Teetering on the edge of the window, right?
And you think Jilly and Saria, you're pretty sure you see someone up there.
Hilly is the best.
Okay.
I think it needs to stay.
You have an opportunity to do something.
Now, are they currently under the box?
It looks
or
like
are they about to get there?
they're about to get there.
Okay.
Someone's waiting to do the classic shove the box and disappear.
How do you put it that way?
Ones who know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the illusion shifts from being like a little cute pixie
Mm-hmm.
to a little cute fire elemental and flies to the area where the box would drop.
Okay.
And I run over. So basically,
Yeah, you send the illusion over first to interpose itself between them and the dangerous place, and then start running over.
Yep.
Well, there goes Jilly. Saria.
Okay, and so for a moment I'm dumbfounded as I see the pixie turn into a little fire elemental and go darting off, and then I'm like, what? I very quickly stop playing and put my hand across the strings to mute them because, you know.
So that's why you rolled badly, because
You're busy performing.
You were distracted by this sudden change of things, and that's why your second performance didn't go so well.
The paradigm shift without the clutch engaged, yeah.
Right. Also, I can't exactly toss the lute aside and go running because...
You know, musical instrument, yeah.
It's a very nice lute.
Think of it while you listen to the bagpipes.
Yes.
We really missed that lute.
But the rest of us didn't notice this thing, only Jilly, right?
Yeah, Jilly and Saria are the only ones to really notice what's going on over there at the moment.
All I know is something distracted Jilly, and that's all I know right now. And I'm still sort of sitting where I was sitting and going, what?
Where'd the pixie go?
Yeah. Though the little fire elemental is gesturing up at the box, and one hand forward in a stop.
I would turn to Argyle and kind of like pull on his
robe sleeve.
Yeah, robe sleeve, and go. I think
yes,
there's something going on.
Yeah, that's a little show off. I noticed.
And this is about this
stands out in the crowd.
Yeah, this is about when the box falls. On the illusion.
Into the illusion.
And smashes into the illusion.
Kaboom.
Breaks open, crockery spills everywhere, and the illusion is sort of still standing there and probably says something like, "Aren't you glad you weren't standing here?"
Well, it's a prestidigitation illusion, so it can't talk.
Okay.
But it turns, the flames go down, and yeah, she kind of wipes her brow like, whee!
Good heavens, how did she do that? Make the box fall?
And
now, Jilly,
when I run up to the girls,
might notice whoever that was up there, or they might not.
I run up to the two girls. I just saw that balanced precariously. Oh, I'm glad I was able to intervene, and kind of put my arm around one and like trying to guide her into the crowd. And as I'm doing this, I'm whispering, "Yeah, somebody pushed that."
Well, her reaction is more sort of, her reaction as you're doing this is, "Oh, that's very kind, but you, what?"
Somebody pushed that. Let's get into the crowd.
Okay.
Where you're nice and surrounded by people.
I go over to
Segura, let's watch these nice people perform. Yeah.
Well, then always this noisy here.
Yeah, and
do you know of anyone who wants to flatten you with boxes?
Pretty much.
No.
It's a pretty loud street.
Okay.
By the way, you're not seeing anybody up there at the moment.
Okay. Whoever it is isn't still in the spot. I hope my saying out loud that it was just an accident doesn't clue him in that we're onto him or her, whatever. But we shall see. I'm thinking we should find you guys an escort home. Who's the biggest, burliest, scariest looking person in the crowd?
That would be Tess.
I'm not necessarily scary looking.
And she's not necessarily burly either.
No.
Well, I'm not bad either.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I'm the one playing the lead.
I
the bard.
will take well armed.
Oh, well.
Oh. I'm-
Then you probably need something like an adventuring party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or would you find one of those?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I only have like a battle axe and a bow.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have a battle axe.
a battle axe.
Hello.
Yeah, there is a warehouse worker in the crowd already, sort of dispassionately watching the music. Not exactly moving to it, not exactly listening to it, just watching it.
By the way, Dave,
I'm still here.
I'm also taking a look at the kid who came up to play the drum. I just, being a little paranoid, suspicious self, it occurred to me that he might have come here to keep an eye on the proceedings when someone tried to shove a box down. But then again, he might have been completely shocked by this and have absolutely no. I'll be looking at his reaction to all of this so far.
Okay, that.
If his reaction is sort of an open mouth, what just happened? Or is he looking at those two girls and thinking, shit, they're alive? I might be able to tell. So with perception, I got a +3, I think.
No, this would not be perception so much as insight.
Insight, yeah, insight.
Mhm.
Well, right. Insight, I mean, yeah, insight would be +3.
+3.
Either way, it's a +3.
And that gets you?
That gets me 20.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's showing some vague confusion. He probably didn't even see the event.
Okay, so
He was too busy. He was too busy trying to slur the tempo.
Wasn't looking. Okay.
Yeah, and
so,
he was monkeying with the tempo again. You think he's just trolling?
Yeah. I say, okay, I think that's enough excitement for one day. I say, and I carefully sort of start to pack up the, the loot. I say, I hate to cut it short, folks, but it looks like we're going to have to table the performance for now. But I'll be back. After. I'll be back. I'll be back after late supper. Try the veal.
Not a problem.
There's veal here.
Well, no, that's what lounge singers say at the entertainment says sometimes at the dinner theater or something.
Not exactly
What's a lounge
diegetic.
singer, I asked.
Yes.
It's a cliche thing people say, we're here all week, try the veal, that kind of thing. But I'll be back at whatever time I'm going to be back, and blah, 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 blah. I pick up my 5 silver and put it away.
Oh.
And I'll
In the
say,
meantime, I guess here, Chili with the girls, right?
Mm-hmm. Jilly has come over with 2 girls in tow.
yeah.
Yep. So I walk up to the axe.
You kids all right? I say.
You
And-
walk up to which one?
I'm walking up to the person with the axe and
The scary face paint.
nudge her and go, psst.
Yeah.
Here, I've got what may be a few easy copper to earn or a few very difficult copper to earn. Would you escort these wonderful young ladies to their home with me?
Copper? Oh, please. Yeah.
Well,
I
if it's
smell
difficult, I'll do it.
Wrong.
Doesn't
Oh.
need to be easy. I'll do it if it's a challenge.
That's the strangest pickup line ever.
Oh, it could be a challenge.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Did you say strangest pickup line ever?
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Say that out loud.
try pickup lines on a. I wouldn't try pickup lines on a. Wait a minute now. I'm sorry, I've forgotten the clan name there.
Oh man.
Soaring Hawk.
Dry Hills or Soaring Hawk?
No, Soaring Hawk. Soaring. I wouldn't try pickup lines on a Soaring Hawk clan member wearing one of those bracelets. That means already hasn't intended. So watch
Wait,
it.
Oh, really?
is that something you say out loud?
Well,
Which one?
not really. No.
Yeah.
The pickup line thing.
The
Oh,
pickup
yeah.
line thing. Yes, that I said that.
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, I say it out loud.
No, I was asking Andreas. Oh, because
Actually, one sort of follows the other, so yeah, both or neither.
okay.
Okay, then I chime back. My type, but not my height.
Ah, yes.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Pickup line. Is that part of like? Oh yes, that's the mating rituals between. It's very different outside of nature again, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I must learn this again.
Oh gosh.
It's just occurred to me.
You're going to be easy pickings for some creep. Hey,
she's
listen, do you
playing
want to come with
bones,
us?
I just realized.
Come with you?
We're escorting these nice ladies home.
Yes.
And I'm coming with you, of course.
Oh, well, I mean, if Argyle is coming with, then okay.
What the heck?
Great.
Excellent.
Well,
So that is now a party of 5 helping 2 girls home.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess it won't be as much of a challenge, but
Well, just in case
I'm already
just in case
committed.
they're nefariously attacked by any more boxes of crockery.
Oh,
right,
and
we
I
should
made
watch out for
note
those.
of the dispassionate person's face.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
So I could
know what?
describe them later.
You
Marty
know what?
Feldman.
You've seen him around more than once. He's one of the warehouse workers on this portion of Wagon Row. His name is Maxaris, and he's kind of a creep.
Okay.
General purpose creep, not shove boxes on young ladies type.
Okay.
That is a kind of branching out that you don't think he's done yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yet?
So, wait, did you say the box was shoved?
Oh, yeah. I say quietly.
But what, by whom? And why?
No idea. It was too dark in the room to get a face. But I saw that a figure was behind the box.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Someone is out to kill them.
So you are really worried for these little ladies here.
Oh, yeah. There's been one attempt.
You know we're still here, right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Are
Which
we
way
not
do you
supposed
live?
to talk about this in front of you?
No. It was my poor choice of words. I misstepped here. I'm sorry. Please.
I think I don't want to hear about it, but I really should.
Yeah, that's the
Sensible.
kind of the catch here.
It seems like knowledge is power, is it not?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I will hand
Also
each of them a
money.
javelin. You can't have the X. That's really
So-
mine.
But where are we going, by the way, when escorting to where?
Yeah. Ladies?
We'll be going east and north.
Okay.
That's where Daddy has his residence currently.
Currently. Okay, so you are not from here.
We move around.
Oh, why we are, but yeah, we've been moving up lately.
Ah,
Up.
Oh,
Mhm.
interesting.
congratulations.
By the way, east and up. Well, east and up a little distance would put you in Temple Row. East and up even farther, or more east and more up, would put you in the Kedia's Spire area.
I do ask, are we talking about Temple Row or
Oh, no, the Spire.
is your family looking for a chef?
We have one already, but you know, you're welcome to audition.
Oh, I will.
I look forward to that because I think you're less inclined to poison my food. So, yeah, I look forward to that.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well,
You go east along, to summarize, you go east along the road for a while. As they go along, they pick up bags, and eventually it gets to the point they need maybe a little help carrying them.
bags, like they've been shopping, huh?
They've been shopping and picked up a few
Charisma
things here
15,
and
of
there.
course I'm going to help carry.
Actually, that might be more of a strength. That might be, at some point it becomes a strength thing, but it's not so bad. Anyway,
Strength of
yeah,
15, so
yeah, they've bought more things than two young ladies can carry, let's put it that way. And then they head north. They sort of go past...
did you have someone already set up for helping carry? Next time you go shopping, you might want to do that.
No, we just got carried away.
Ah, well, yes. Okay, and James, it says here in the messages, kind of want to carry somebody on your shoulders. You could offer.
Probably not at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and they hand the javelins back because they're having trouble carrying their bags and those. Doesn't look like they know how to hold them.
But they're simple weapons. Anyone can use a simple weapon. They're not martial weapons.
Okay, put that way, they might know how to use them like spears, but inelegantly, at least for them.
Yes. Basically, basically the way you use it, it's very simple. You just grip them like this, and then you close your eyes, turn your head away, and jab.
The pointy end goes towards who you're trying to kill.
The pointy end goes in the other guy.
Yes.
If you're holding it like this, it's backwards, kind of this way.
By the way,
Yes.
speaking of backwards, I'm looking behind us to see if anyone is following our group, because we are pretty much standing out. We are easy
Right.
to follow, I think.
Right.
And I am talking to various plants along the way to ask them for any help, because I like talking to plants more than people.
Okay, now, let's see. Now that we've had some declarations of actions, Argyle, give me a perception check. Active.
Active perception check. How does that work? Please
Well, it's
help.
And add your total bonus.
right.
What?
Roll a d20,
Total what?
add your perception
Yes.
bonus.
The perception bonus.
Passive wisdom is essentially taking 10 with your perception.
Okay, and so the perception bonus is the wisdom bonus, is it not?
Right, plus,
Yes.
plus proficiency if you have it.
If you have it trained.
I don't have it.
Okay, still.
But I rolled a 4, and therefore I get the 10 and the 12 and the so 10 and 2 and 4. That's 16. Well, not.
If
I'm
you
not sure.
Did you roll a 4 on your d20?
Yes, I rolled
Okay.
a 4 on the 2.
That puts you at about, I guess, a 6 or so.
Yes.
Yeah. You're sure you're not being followed?
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's a relief. Okay. So it's 4 and 2, only the bonus. Okay, I see.
Yeah. Now, Emmy,
Yes.
you're talking to the plants as you head toward their house, which is a nice looking landscaped manor. But, well, the plants tell a different story.
Oh, do they?
Every week they get cut down.
Oh, no, it's far worse. There is some browning in spots, some bent stems that suggest evil is stalking this land.
Oh, no.
Wow, that's quite the jump to conclusions.
No, the plants would know.
The girl is in danger.
Well, I do not have
Wait,
a
the girl
fact,
is not a girl.
so I would probably just state this outright to the others.
And the
Which one?
Yeah. Which
Well,
girl?
I mean to you guys. Well, probably to Argyle first.
Okay. The plants say the girl is in danger.
Mhm.
How do the
Yeah,
plants know? Just asking. I'm interested.
I would point out where they've been walked on, where they've been where
Which is
the
a neat trick. Which is a neat trick for a window box.
yes.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
second story men, burglars, you know.
Well, yeah.
Wait a
Also
second.
street side planters and things.
I
Now,
have an idea.
okay.
Wait a second. Can I
Then
do something? Oh, can I do something like detect magic or so for that place that she shows me?
You can.
Then I do.
I do.
And that is, how do I do that? That's my,
I think that's a detect magic spell, is it not?
yes, it is a spell.
Okay. I don't think you
So-
need to roll anything for that. It just goes off and tells you what you find.
Okay. Good.
And what you find in this case is that there has been, well, a being with some small magic to him. Not Fey, something else that is unnatural. Unnatural in a more non-magical way, I guess you'd say, has passed through that area. And it's more concentrated around Candace's house than Segura's. Segura lives next door.
So this is specifically after Candace, then.
Mm-hmm.
So I pointed out to you here in this area, there is a concentration of something unnatural moving about here. Around this house.
Actually, it's more of a trail. It's not actually moving.
Not
Yeah.
moving. Okay, so a trail shows that some unnatural entity moved here.
So it's mostly after Candace.
Candace.
Mm-hmm.
Which of you is Candace?
Oh, that would be me. A very unhelpful gesture from the GM, I know, who's playing two people, but there it is.
No problem. That's...
Yes, you know Candace and Segura apart now since you've been walking with them, and they've been picking up packages willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm.
Then you drop
Do they
Segura.
continue to stop as we escort them, or are we just?
No, they are just picking up packages at this point. They're eager to get home. Obviously.
Oh, right, picking up packages that they already paid for that's waiting to be
That
picked.
that they didn't want to carry around as they continued shopping.
Yeah.
but
Which
not
is how the load got away from them.
Yes.
Mhm. No, not have a bard to carry this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
Yeah, you
good.
drop off Segura at a fairly large house, and
And
then
drop
walk Candace up to the even larger one next door.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm worried because unnatural but not magical. What is that? I have no idea.
Well, do you have Arcana?
I have Arcana. Yeah, great idea. Okay,
Mhm.
good.
Give me a check on
using
that then.
Arcana. That is
Is there
a roll plus the bonus for Arcana. Is that right?
Mhm. Yes, it is. 1d20 plus your Arcana bonus, and you probably have proficiency too.
I do. And that means I get to 17.
17. You can't quite be sure because there's a lot of wiggle room in this definition, but the suggestion is it's infernal.
ooh.
Oh. Infernal? Candace?
Infernal.
I don't know if that's
No, that's not Candace, but whatever that trail you were following was.
whatever it is.
Possibly demonic in origin.
Great.
Candace, you are in... Your family is probably... You should move.
What is it, Lassie?
It's It's something infernal. That's a demon kindy.
Maybe
What a
it's the
house.
father you ought to talk about that with instead of her.
Is there any reason a demon might come after your family?
I can't think of one.
Well, we should
Could be trifling, guys.
find out. Let's talk to her father
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
or mother.
And if you
Whoever's in
recently
charge.
hired any triflings, I'd keep an eye on them.
I believe it's pronounced tieflings.
Oh,
Tiefling. Okay.
oh.
You know, I've never actually met one.
Tiefling.
Yeah, tiefling. Okay, I'll remember that.
Then again, that's profiling. It's
Yeah. Tieflings are people from the town of Teifel up north.
right. They're very happy about the coincidence.
People make that mistake all the time.
Yes. Then, of course,
And
the village of Hui, which is the people who live there are nasty, brutish, and short. They're often mistaken for Neanderthals, which is a confusion that the latter resent highly.
But yes, perhaps talking with your parents might gain us more insight into this trouble.
Yeah, we knock. I knock with my stuff.
Actually, you're not even going to get that far. You're going to be met at the
Oh.
front gate by the liveryman who expected her to be carrying bags. What he didn't expect her to come back with was a full entourage.
Well, of course.
And by the way, the fellow is a tiefling.
Oh.
Oh,
Good that got cleared up in time.
He's a bit snaggletoothly and has funny eyes.
Horns or not?
Well, he's wearing a hat, so you can't tell.
Ah, yes.
Okay,
Miss?
sir.
I knew you'd gone shopping, but I didn't think you'd be buying people.
Are there any demons in
I
the
know.
house?
You just found us.
I'm interested in the position of cook. These people here are my entourage, entertainers and guards primarily.
Actually, we would like to talk to the master of this house.
Oh, that would be delightful.
We
Right now would be
believe there was an attempt on the young lady's life found.
That's nothing to
I
be talked
step on
about
his
out
foot.
here.
oh God.
Yes.
Not very hard,
As
mind
soon as
you.
we see the tiefling, like, I will have gone like this.
Thank you, Chili.
Like, specifically to have not said something because we
Okay.
all know how...
Now, this is going to be
By the way, I
interesting.
turned to glare at the person whose foot it was that came down on mine. Just
Well, okay. The question is, did that slip get out, and what effect is it going to have if it does? Let's answer the first question. Let's see. I think this is going to be a... let's call it a reflex test for Thagak, which means
dexterity, which,
well, let's call it dexterity.
and that's one of my two marked ones. So
Yep. So you're going to get a bonus on that test. That's proficiency bonus, and
Right.
we're going to do a dexterity test. Well,
total of +3.
let's call it a charisma test from Jilly. Got it right that time. I'm learning.
Yay.
Okay, let's see. Oh, look, natural 10, so that's 13.
Okay, 13. Let's see if let's see if Jilly's graces are faster than Thagak's slip.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Your target is a 13.
And I've got a +3.
Added to.
And survey says... Oh my gosh. Survey says no. I rolled a 2 on a d20.
Ooh.
If the funny thing is, if I had rolled a 1, I would have been able to invoke halfling luck.
So 2 is really the worst roll you can make.
2 is the worst
Yeah.
roll I can make.
So yeah, that plainly slipped Thagak's lips
Oh, geez.
before Jelly could silence his foot.
So let's see how the tiefling reacts.
Well, as it turns out, tieflings can pale.
Oh, okay.
And I will get them. I will get the count for you straight away.
Thank you.
That would be excellent.
May I take your bags upstairs?
I'm
So-
looking at the.
Oh yes, please.
That's
Looking,
They
looking at the bar.
they hand him theirs.
So
Okay.
Watson, give the man the bags.
And he's kind of loaded down. He's sort of lumbering up to the door as quickly as he can. Someone else gets the door to let him in, almost closes it behind him, but then leaves it open for the rest of you.
Okay, so we enter.
Yeah, I make sure she's ahead of me. Candice is ahead of me. But I do enter.
Candace is ahead of you and enters.
Mhm.
Excellent. And come in right behind.
Yeah,
So-
the
I do
human.
one last look around out the door.
Yeah, the human doorman closes it behind you, and
Yeah, but
sort
I
of-
hold the door still open for Saria to get in.
well, okay,
because-
everybody comes in, I guess,
Mhm.
and then the doorman closes it with a bit of a scowl.
Excuse you.
Sorry about that. Can we speak with your most trusted guard?
Let's first talk to the master of the house.
We might not be able to get to the master of the house without talking to the master of the guard. That's what I was thinking, but I could be wrong.
No, you are in this case, fortunately. A call from the upstairs. A man leaning on the second floor banister, looking down at you with a little concern, well, a little surprise and concern. Starts walking his way down. Yes, I'm Count Neville Lavenel, and I just realized how bad that name sounds.
He's going to change his name now.
Yes, I am.
Oh gosh.
The house doesn't look very safe on the inside. You can push a crate full of stuff onto someone from here too. Too many.
Well, there is a banister in the way. My name is Harquin Lavenel.
Harquin Lavenel.
Harquin.
Okay.
And I understand there was an incident this afternoon?
Yes.
Sure, if you want to make
A person
light.
Tried to shove a particularly heavy box of pottery onto Candace and her friend. It's unclear whether the friend was also a target or merely collateral damage.
Nope, I'm pretty sure that the friend was merely collateral damage.
Yes.
That is disconcerting.
Your daughter was pretty much the target. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I remembered to clue you in. Sometimes I'm really bad about that. I apologize, Billy.
That was good. You did well.
It's
here.
okay.
I will stage whisper. Why do we think she's the target again?
Because the plant told me.
Yeah, because of the demon tracks around this house here.
This may be something He sort of looks at Candace, looks at the rest of you.
And
says,
how's she reacting to this?
How is she reacting to this?
Yeah.
This would be another opportunity for an insight check from you.
Okay.
I'd be watching how he's reacting to it.
Yes, yes. I'm also watching how
That's,
he's reacting.
oh boy. Well, that's an 8.
I'll be watching for more crates of pottery.
There are no crates of pottery in this main hall.
Mm.
Good.
Oh, that's good.
Good, yes.
So, but what is he doing? How is he reacting? He seems to be trying to play this down or make a secret out of it or something.
Well, would you like to make an insight roll?
Yes, and Saria too. So that would be 2 different insight rolls.
Mm-hmm.
How do we do insight rolls?
Okay, insight plus your proficiency bonus if you get it, plus a d20.
It's
So it
wisdom.
would be just a wisdom. If I don't have insight, then it's just a wisdom plus
Wisdom plus
bonus?
wisdom bonus plus a d20.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I still get to 18. That's quite okay.
Wow.
Okay, that was on which one of them? Hawkwin or Candace?
The Hawkwin. Or
Okay, and Candace, were you going to roll that one too?
Who, me?
Either of you, or
Whoever was paying attention to Candace's reactions.
yeah. Okay,
I wasn't.
Oh, that wasn't
Right.
No.
okay. Argyle, Hawkwin seems concentrated in thought, as if deciding how to handle this, rather coolly and collectedly.
Mm-hmm. So he knows what's going on and doesn't want to spill the beans.
No, I will need you to stay around and tell me first what happened.
How about we sit down somewhere and talk this over in more pleasant way? Would you like to?
Yeah,
Do
I
you have
would
a
like
sitting
to.
room or something?
Oh, I have a very nice sitting room.
Well, right on.
You have
Then.
rooms just for sitting in?
Corin,
In
tea
rich
service.
houses. This is a rich house, so they have
It is.
such things.
Yeah, this is Count Harquin Lavenel.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's impressive, right?
so we should be more.
Should be, yeah. Some of you might be feeling underdressed. The rest of you, yeah.
Not me. I have robes. Robes are
I'm a
always
hermit. I don't even care.
Yeah, I was
I'm very
probably in my
proud.
visiting town outfit. Still, for this place, probably still pretty underdressed.
Mm-hmm.
But
I've
However,
Shield.
Jilly
not as
is
much as I would be
dressed
if I were dressed for
appropriately.
the wastelands.
I am underdressed, but I don't feel underdressed because I generally don't understand the etiquette stuff.
Like I said, she's playing Bones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you tell the story
Yes. So,
in full detail or leaving anything out?
in full detail, this is the one person who can get the whole shebang.
Yeah, full detail also on the tracks outside the house.
Okay, so shadowy figure pushes box. Illusion keeps girls out from the place where the box would have fallen. Then you escort them back uptown. Talking to the plants, find out the
I
girl
help
is in
carry
trouble.
stuff.
The girl is in trouble. Evil stalks this place.
Yeah.
The plants talk to her.
Not necessarily evil, but infernal anyway.
plants.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but if anyone would know stalking, it'd be the plants.
Yes.
Well,
Mm.
the message
matter
is
of fact.
verified. I verified it, and I'm a wizard.
I knew you wouldn't leave that pun alone.
Andreas, I want
Did
you
I
to
ever
say
tell
that.
you about the D&D player who decided to try and finagle the language rules by saying that his character knew the language of walls, so he could talk to the walls and find out what was ahead? And the only response he was ever able to get from them was, "I don't know, man. I'm plastered."
Yes.
Trickier thing I would do would be to say to the guy, "Well, the wall says, how would I know what's up ahead? I've never been up that way. I'm a wall, dummy." But go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted now, and I should shut up.
Okay, you relate the story. He listens.
Okay.
He mulls it for a minute or so and says, "Well, we need to catch whoever did this. Do you think you're up to the task?"
I'm pretty fast, so unless they're like on a horse, I'm pretty sure I could catch them.
Well,
I look
what
around.
exactly-
Personally, alone? Oh no.
But
But
we haven't done
these
that
guys have been
thing, but,
really
you know,
perceptive.
never too late to yes.
Wait a second.
Anything I can do, I certainly, you know, I just back in the Dry Hills clan, we don't think much of dry gulchers.
You're from the wasteland.
Yeah, some of it. Yeah, I spend time in Nelforge too. You know,
Oh, I'm gonna have questions for you about cuisine.
bit of a go.
That's so cool.
So, but
like I
for the
say,
task
never
at
liked
hand,
dry
wait a
gulch.
second.
It's dishonorable.
Before we talk about our family histories here, let's talk about what's going on here. What is your theory about where this comes from? Because you surely will. No house is a target of infernal forces, just like that. Is there anything in your past that might attract the forces of evil?
Forces of darkness.
I can't think of anything. But all I can think is that some sick individual has put a mark on my house, so to speak, and I don't know what's going to happen as a result. If this afternoon's attempt, we're going to call it, for the lack of better understanding, is any indication, my daughter is a target.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you
I don't think I like that.
Did you cross anyone
I would
recently?
certainly hope not.
Can't say that I have.
Your daughter insinuated that you moved here only recently.
Well, this was... Well, the property is not originally in my family's, but I did feel an attachment to it and wanted to come back here. It provides it provides a good deal of space for me, and with the party coming up, I thought it was best to have a little more to work with.
A party coming up.
Yes, my daughter's birthday, in fact.
Uh-huh.
She's going to be 16 in about 2 weeks.
I see.
And she still doesn't know how to use a javelin?
Would her death before becoming 16 impact anyone's inheritance?
She is our one child.
Whose house was this before you acquired it?
Before? Well, I can do some research and find out.
Well, from whom did you buy it? And you said come back here, so you were here before.
Oh, did say that, didn't I? It
Yes,
was a
you
long. It was a long time ago. The family had fallen on some hard times, but we made our way back.
Oh, and just so I'm not shocking anyone with this later, brace yourselves. I take off my hat and reveal my horns and a bun of unnaturally silver hair. I have the blood of a silver dragon.
Ah.
Fascinating.
Well.
Oh, and there's another matter. I owe this woman here 3 copper. And David, and I said, could you have one of your men take care of that for me? And David, may I get points for inspiration on offering her 3 copper to guard the girl with me, and now hoisting off 3 copper on, onto the Duke,
but nothing
because
happened.
I'm stingy.
So you're basically gonna make him pay the 3 copper instead of you?
Oh, yep. I may be a little attached to my money.
Wow.
I'm very obviously unafraid to spend it on finery.
Can you get much finery on 3 copper?
Oh, no. I'm just referring to my wonderful style here.
Okay.
To the robes.
You can buy a stout cudgel and go out and bash goblins on the head with it until they drop 3 copper.
Copper will shoot out their ears.
I'll take your word for it.
Why don't you just hold on to that copper until I actually have to fight something?
Well, at that point, it'd be a little difficult to ask whatever's attacking you to wait while you go buy a stout cudgel.
I don't need a cudgel.
Well, if you can protect my daughter and find out what threat is hanging over her, it's worth more than 3 copper to me.
I'd say so.
Right.
Well, it was the
Hooray!
I'm sure we can arrive at a reasonable amount, but you seem like a reasonable man.
I try to be.
It's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what city folk do when there's a mystery? They talk money before the mystery is solved.
Well, it's not about... Okay, this isn't necessarily as much about solving a mystery as it is protecting my daughter, to which end solving the mystery would probably be a great help.
True. Forgive me. I'm not used to this. This is different. I'm used to just figuring things out and then going about my way.
What does her schedule look like? I think I can show her some basics of how to use a javelin, or a short sword, or whatever you might have.
Quarterstaff. Always go with the quarterstaff. It's classic. You can grab a rod, improvise. Oh, wonderful at it.
I have to agree.
But you can't cut someone else off with it.
Quarterstaff and javelin seem... How do I put this? Unwieldy?
Something small, a dagger.
Daggers, I think, would be far more doable.
All right.
You can show her some things, and then if something happens and she's by herself, at least she can defend herself.
That might be for the best, yes. Would one of you be willing to show her the basics and familiarize her with the weapon of choice?
Certainly, I can do that.
Excellent.
Andros, that tiefling who met you at the gate, sort of pokes his head back in. 3 daggers, tasteful.
Tasteful. I love that.
Tasteful daggers.
Mhm.
Are there untasteful daggers?
I think so. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Ones you can't hide. Base metal handles, serrated blades. You know the sort.
oh, those
I
are
guess.
the best.
Oh, hmm.
Sometimes if you get some guts on them, you have to wipe them off a little bit before you take another bite.
I see.
Oh,
Yes.
you.
But that wouldn't be the dagger that is untasteful, correct?
Yeah.
It would be what's on the dagger. I mean, you can always
Right.
wipe it off.
Well, I'd seen a text somewhere once that said the dagger should go in cleanly and come out cleanly.
Oh,
Well,
in that
again-
case, you're looking for a stiletto. Very nice weapon.
Yeah, well, not
Yeah.
for
Definitely.
self-defense.
And Andros returns with three scabbards. One of them is the longer profile of a stiletto,
Uh-huh.
and he
Good.
he presents them to the Count. Handle first. Oh, thank you. Takes them.
Always
Um,
very.
I point at the stiletto. Good eye, Andros.
Thank you, ma'am. And he leaves. But he does. But he does take.
Him say, "Ma'am."
Wait, but he does.
Oh, wait. Actually, yeah. Actually, he would say, "Thank you, sir," to the Count.
Okay.
Oh.
And when
My
he leaves-
apologies for that. GM moment.
Okay, whatever.
And when he leaves, he does sort of take a prolonged look back into the room. You're not exactly sure at whom, unless you choose to make an insight check.
I want to.
Absolutely insight checks.
Do it.
Because I am actually looking at him. Like, I'm kind of like right next to Argyle because like I'm getting ready to like whisper something to him. I'm like watching him closely.
Mine comes to 20.
Mm-hmm. So that's one hit. What'd you get?
8.
11.
11.
Yeah, 11.
Okay, Amy got an 11. Andreas?
I got a 17.
Okay, that's 2 hits. Thagak and Argyle. You can see Andros is looking into the room primarily at Candace.
Uh-huh.
And it's not out of any predatory thing. He is legitimately concerned for her.
Concerned. Okay.
It occurs to me that infernal thing around her that you sense is mainly Andros being protective.
I don't think so.
It could be.
Why would he walk around in the grass outside and
Oh,
wilter
where
it
is
with
that?
his
Where is-
steps? Nope, it's not him.
Well, unless he patrols the place at night just to make sure it's safe. I'm just saying.
But why
That
would
would be
he
the
wilt
twist.
the grass? I don't
get the
tieflings
impression he's evil.
No.
Okay.
do tieflings generally when they walk
Got darkness in his
grass,
ancestry, but
destroy?
what I got was a sense of genuine concern for Candace's well-being.
Yes.
Not just because it's his job, but because he really cares. Aw, isn't that sweet?
Yeah, tieflings generally don't project a whole lot of demonic essence.
Yeah.
I
I'll
whispered.
tell you, I've been on the receiving end of people jumping to conclusions because of my ancestry. But hey,
I whisper to Argyle that I think that him and I should talk to Andros because I would like to show him the what's happening with the plants and maybe ask him about what he thinks, like just to see if he's noticed anything.
That's a good idea. And I bow to I turn to Watson to Tagak Watson and
hey,
say, and say, maybe if you wouldn't bring your ancestry up every 5 minutes, you might get a bit more peace.
Well, yeah.
And then I get
That,
no, and then I turn around and go away
really it.
together
I hadn't
with
intended
Saria.
that to be in character, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it's okay. So I leave with Saria to follow Andros.
Who was actually making his way back toward the stables.
Uh-huh.
What about the rest of you?
Well,
That
anything
leaves
they
that
want me
leaves
to-
yeah that leaves a halfling, a half orc, and a human barbarian in the sitting room with Count Harkman.
Well, wherever he wants us to I mean, okay, I'm going to leave it to the people of this house to decide whether to offer us quarters or a place in the hayloft or whatever, and then I'll just take it.
Oh, so you want to take a nap? Okay.
I don't
Well,
think it'll be a hayloft.
Well, it's still what time of day is it at this point?
it's mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon. Okay, well,
You've had some walking up Wagon Row and toward Ketty's Spire. We could call it just getting on toward early evening, and
well,
he will ask his cook to set a few extra places at the table.
well, if we're invited, sure.
Actually, yes, you are invited.
What's this about a party coming up?
My daughter's birthday,
Ah,
her 16th.
her 16th.
So it needs to be a special occasion.
Right.
Really?
Well, we can't have nastiness going on during that.
No, we can't. If you can sort out this problem and put it to rest before then, I would be very grateful.
I think we can do that. Do you have any new staff that may seem awkward?
Not especially new. Andros is like that all the time, really.
Well, I think we can cross off Andros. Tell me about your staff.
I have about 10 people on retainer, and actually, what is this I hear about you wanting to become a chef for in this household?
Well, I am an accomplished chef, and I have cooked for whatever David thinks is appropriate level of noblery based on 4th level.
Let's see. I'm looking now for any sort of... Oh, there it is. Deception.
I'm not deceiving. I'm actually being... I'm
Okay.
telling
Quoting your
whatever's
CV
honest.
then. Right.
That would be, if anything, that would probably be persuasion.
Yeah, that sounds more like persuasion. But against a fairly low target number.
Oh, good, because my rolling today?
Yeah, I know, right? What'd you get?
Oh my gosh. Finally a 11, and I'm just going to toss this dice roller.
11 in this case is enough.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Count Harkwan leans back and says, well, since I have just invited a whole bunch of people to dinner, and I doubt Celestia is prepared for the volume of food needed for this particular group, I think a good test would be getting you into the back there to help her.
Excellent.
Take the lead as necessary. Be interesting to see how it'd be interesting to see how will you two work with or against each other.
Excellent.
Did you say Celestia as a name?
Celestia.
Does anyone else who's very perceptive want to meet Celestio with me? Like how I slid that in.
Any takers of the two that are still there?
I'm perceptive. Sort of.
Excellent. You can both come with me if you like. The more the merrier.
Well, you know what they say about too many cooks, though.
But only 2 cooks.
Okay, 2 cooks, 2 tasters.
Exactly.
I'll leave you to it. I have business to see to. I will see you at dinner.
Excellent. Thank you.
I hope. Yeah.
By the way, I forgot that I have a familiar.
So, what's been sitting on your shoulder this time? Please don't tell me a donkey.
Oh well, it didn't sit on my shoulder before because I forgot. So I had it in a parallel dimension, but now I let it out. It's a crow. Oh no, it's a raven.
It's adorable.
And I let it sit on the windowsill to keep an eye on on the count.
Just make sure it doesn't crap on my car.
Yeah.
Oh, we're there.
So, let's see. Argyle and
Tess?
Saria.
Argyle
Yeah.
and Saria.
Argyle and Saria go off to the stable to a tete-a-tete with Andros,
Yes.
Yep.
who has gone back to a room back there with a cot. And he is straightening up little bits and pieces here and there around the stable. It looks immaculate. You know, except for the occasional bit of horse shit, but that's stable, you know. Yeah, the count looks like 4 horses. And there is a wagon around the corner. Pardon me, carriage around the corner. He looks up at the two of you and doesn't say anything, but his expression raises a question mark.
I smile and nod about, like give a sort of a very oppressed and appreciative smile and
I thought Thagak was going to the kitchen.
Yes.
Okay, that's right. Never mind.
No, this is
You're going to the kitchen. It's just
I-
Emmy and me.
I cut back and forth occasionally. It's my style.
Yeah.
I'll be with you shortly, though.
Never mind. Whatever food's there, I'll actually surprise him with an astonishing display of actual table manners. I don't pick anything up and rip into it with my teeth. I actually show them I know how to use a knife and fork.
We'll get to that when we get to that. We'll get to that when we get to that scene. Meanwhile, Argyle and Saria and Andros in the carriage house.
In the carriage house.
With the lead pipe.
yes.
Hello.
He looks. Yes, hello.
May we talk to you for a minute or so?
Oh, certainly. I can clean up as we talk.
Yeah.
The place already looks clean.
Yes. How long are you in the employ of this family here? Can you tell me that?
I've been in the employ here for 5 years.
Of this family or of this house?
Of this, well, yes, actually, both.
Both.
Really?
I believe the Count has lived here for 5 years, and I came into his service about that time.
You believe or you know? Sorry to be so blunt.
I apologize for making that sound ambiguous. And I'm lisping, so you know it's in character. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that was 5 years ago. Yes.
So do you know anything about the house before that time?
I do not. Now, I believe that the house did need to be cleaned out. There was there were a few possessions in here in the sorry state.
Mm-hmm.
The Baron, pardon me, the Count brought in a few men and rehabilitated it very nicely, as you've seen.
Yes, it's very tasteful. Were there any problems in all these 5 years regarding the family, the daughter?
I've seen nothing of the sort. It has been a very it has been a model family. If he wasn't a noble, I could see them living in Deacon's Circle.
Which would be the religious quarter, right?
Deacon's Circle is the sort of managed community. It's the it's the very middle class neighborhood that doesn't see much drama. Which for that reason it feels unnatural to a lot of people.
Right.
Actually, it's the engineered community, let's call it.
So did you notice anything lately? Any people or entities walking around the house, or did you hear any sounds?
Sounds. Maybe it's nothing. I have occasionally heard a creaking.
A creaking?
Yes. You know how old houses may occasionally settle?
Yes.
When they get very old? But yet, that shouldn't be happening to this house. It's, well, considering all the things that have been done to it, it's a relatively new. Well, it feels like a new house.
Yes, and
should be shorn up from the bottom up.
And you keep it that way, right?
Well, I'm one of the people that keep it this. I'm one of the people that keep it that way. They have household staff inside for the house cleaning and the chefing and the valet and excuse me. Goes over to a bag and pulls out a couple of apples. One by one, he gives them to the horses.
How many people work in this house?
10.
Who are these people? Haha. Now I'm stressing the GMing capacities to a limit.
I'll probably get a full list of names for you next session.
Excellent.
Just so you have no shortage of suspects.
Right on. That's what I want.
If it's even one of them.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. So I'm listening to him talking about all the people who work in that house. And yeah, Saria, if you have anything to...
Well, while he goes through that list, I might ask the horses if they've seen anything. Like, it's just simple talking.
Nay.
Yeah, pretty much. They, I would say they haven't seen shit except they're horses. They can't help it.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of them is certain something in the mood of the house has changed, but he can't say what. He goes over to another bag and pulls out 3 other apples that look, I'm going to say better, but would you care for one?
An apple?
Yes.
Sure, I will take one from him and examine it.
Slightly, well, better quality than the apples he's been giving the horses. Not that those are bad, but it looks like a fresh, unblemished apple.
Horses don't care. They don't know any better.
Well, they certainly do know
The
better.
horses know better.
They probably know better than us humans do.
Now, one of the horses looks over to you, Saria, and says, "I like the softer ones better. Easier to chew."
I like this
question. The question.
Is
Wait
it
a
talking
second.
about the one that I have or the one that it was given?
The one that it was given.
Okay.
I can probably only use detect magic once. Is that right? Because
Well, okay. I think you get multiple cantrip slots, and you can use the same spell for multiple slots over the course of a day.
Okay.
So you can cast detect magic again.
Yeah, then I'll do that. Another detect magic to see if I see inside the stable anything that anything magical.
Okay, you look around the stable. That trace of demonic essence you'd originally felt from the trail through the plants and leading up to the house, you don't sense any of that on Andros.
Yeah, or
Andros, and whatever essence Andros has of his heritage is so weak it fails to register. The horses come up baseline. The apples come up baseline. You do get a ping though, but I'm going to require a perception check for it.
A perception check. So let's. Ooh, that's good. 21.
21, you say?
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, the deuce. Yeah. How long does detect magic last, for that matter? Let's see. Checking the book.
Detect magic.
Detect magic. Casting time, 1 action. Duration, concentration, up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Nice.
So that would give you plenty of time to check the whole stable, and you only see one thing of any consequence of any magical capacity in the stables. Are you familiar with the tradition of horse brass?
Horse brass.
Yeah, these would be adornments you stick on the horse, medallions lined up in a chain or row.
On a horse?
On a horse. But they would be vestigial armor held on with a harness or a strap or something.
So like something that you.
So
hang
it's
So now they leave out the armor and just have the strap with the little brass medallions and things decorating it.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, there are.
Back to the saddle, or it might be adorned on the head.
In this particular case, there are 5 or 6 straps of those off to one side for different occasions. There is one set that actually radiates magic.
Of what's cool and what does it do?
Well, let's see.
Oh, no, we don't know what it does
Identify
do.
spell?
I just know what's cool of magic.
Let me get a name for you. The school, I believe, would be in another part of the book. Yay, I'm new at this too. Okay, that's. No, that's insufficiently wizardy. Oh, this looks wizardy. The school would be of abjuration.
Abjuration.
The school of abjuration emphasizes magic that blocks, banishes, or protects.
I see. That's good. Then, all right.
But it's just hung up there with the rest of the others like it's no thing.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, I conclude that the stable is clean.
Well, I try to make it so. Yes.
Yes. Oh no, I just think that.
Oh, okay.
I don't say that.
Okay.
But I also see that it is really clean in the.
It is. Yes, Andros does care for his work apparently, and for his horses.
So.
Oh.
Okay, so Andros, what exactly is your job here? Because you you carefully tend to the stable with so much heart, and you also work in the house.
I do a little work in the house as a gateman, and I bring the horses in when the when guests come.
Mm-hmm. And you bring daggers when they are asked for.
Well, I was available at that moment, and he called for me, and
so I think
as long as I was in the house putting things away, that seemed appropriate.
Yeah. So he thinks very highly of you. Is that correct?
I don't know that he thinks highly of me, but that he thinks of me, that is good enough.
I think he is grateful for your services. I get that impression. But
I would like to think so. Yes.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much for your information about all your colleagues. And yeah, I hope we see each other again soon.
Thank you for the conversation. I don't normally get that with the horses.
Yes. And if you see anything vaguely demonic, please contact us.
I will do so, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And so, with that scene concluded, let's cut back to the kitchen.
Yes.
Where Thagak, Jilly, and Tess are settling in with Celestia.
That's a very pretty name.
Yeah, what does Celestia look like?
Well, she's
physical
human?
description. Human.
Yeah, she's human, about 6 feet tall, 240 pounds. Well, 200 pounds anyway. This is a hefty woman who could probably wrangle a side of beef. And given the size of some of the cleavers she keeps in her kitchen, take it apart herself.
I'm impressed.
Well,
just think what she could do with a buffalo. Let's see. I believe the skill in this particular case. I'm not seeing craft skill as such.
Yeah. Of course, I'd bet on my mom 2 falls out of 3, but I'm not going to mention that.
Right.
Well,
and she is gruff.
Okay.
In appearance and sonically.
Well, I greet her informally, but politely, appropriate to the level of appropriate to the social level, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A social level which you're kind of an outsider to, so
yeah.
Yeah, that's going to make it a little tricky.
Right.
Or you can just say hi.
Yeah, basically that's a
hi.
Is
So, guests for dinner. Does this mean I don't need to cook the food?
I'd appreciate it.
You'll be acting as sous chef for me tonight.
The devil, you say?
Oh, God.
The dragon, you say, actually.
Yes, this is a bit of a tryout for me. So you get to relax a little in the kitchen. And I get to out
No, honey. As far as I'm concerned, you're interlopers. And as she says, as she goes over and grabs a whole bunch of leeks, and goes through them with a cleaver, with a little more force than you think is necessary.
And you're taking it relatively well.
I take off my hat, switch my unnaturally silver hair, and like look at her and let her see my horns. Well, this particular is going to be your boss for the evening.
I don't remember that being a stipulation. I thought you were supposed to be working with me or alongside me.
I think they're fighting.
You know, I Dry Hills
alongside
nomad, but I know better than to just walk in and say, "Okay, I'm giving the orders." I say to Gilly. So, you know, when it turns out the Wasteland's horse nomad is more polite than you are, well, that's a hell of a note.
Sorry,
sometimes
sometimes the dragon comes out a bit. I'll be happy to work with you.
All right. Now, I had a menu planned for this evening. How about you?
Well, tell me likes, dislikes, and allergies.
No allergies to speak of. Well, okay, once you get her talking shop, she's a bit more open.
Excellent.
And she does tell you she planned a leek soup, sort of in the vein of French onion. She's going to be firing up the grill in a little bit for some slabs of meat.
Excellent.
Properly seared steak that has already been cooked through in warm water. Yes, think medieval sous vide.
Okay. I will do some, if you have the ingredients, I'll do a grilled romaine drizzled with garlic and oil. And I would say a nice compliment here would be to go with the meat.
Okay.
I try and roll mine.
Okay, lettuce and garlic are in the larder over there. What was the other thing you'd mentioned?
I say I catch her eye and roll mine in response to that.
No, I meant to the food choices.
Yeah.
No, I meant to the food choices. What was the other thing you mentioned beside the lettuce and?
Truffle potatoes.
Okay, potatoes are in the larder as well. Truffle, that's.
I'll let you get it.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I have to be. And she pulls a key out of her dress and says, "I have to be careful with this." Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, she sort of casts.
I figure this is a special occasion.
And she sort of casts an eye back to the other two and said, "How well do you know them?"
I wink and smile and say,
and she
just met today.
Oh boy. Okay. And she gets into a cabinet. She actually has to sort of stoop down and crawl halfway into it. But then in there, she does pull out this little black knot of something and a grater.
Are we going to eat that?
And food preparation begins. Well, a little bit of it. A little bit of it goes a long way.
Indeed.
Now, Jilly, while you're over getting the lettuce, the garlic, and the potatoes out of the larder, it looks like there is, you notice fairly easily that there looks like a cellar beneath the kitchen. Because there is at least the outline of a door there in the floor.
I nod to that door in the larder. Is that to the wine cellar?
No, the wine cellar's out that way. What were you thinking?
I'm guessing it involved wine somehow.
I'm thinking a strong red. And then what's that door for?
That goes into the basement. I've never really messed with that door.
Interesting. Does it lock from the outside?
It does not appear to lock from the outside.
Is it locked
Also
from the inside or not?
You can't tell if it's locked from the inside until you try it.
Well, okay, so right away, that pings my mystery senses. So not right now. Well, while they're conversing, I'm just going to sort of quietly try the door.
Okay.
If it's not locked, I'm going to shrug and leave it alone.
So I guess
alone.
Stage this. While Celestia's gone into the wine closet, for lack of a cellar, Thagak is going to go over to the larder and try that door.
It's just the larder, huh?
The door in the floor of the larder, and no, it does not budge. You can feel it wiggle a little bit, so it's probably latched from the other side.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave it alone then.
Okay.
Interesting, very interesting. It's secured. I just quietly and I don't even say anything. I just sort of casually mention secured from inside. And then I just shrug and go on with what I was doing. Whatever he needs to put in front of me, I'll eat, just like politely.
Jilly nods in appreciation. Good catch. And I ask the chef what her opinions are on dessert. Basically keeping her busy if they want to try and disable the lock.
I wasn't thinking. Okay. We've actually been slacking off on desserts a little bit until the party, because that is going to be Candy City. Planning a 4-tier cake for that will probably be all day baking.
Yeah.
Not to mention a champagne fountain. I think we're also planning a hot pot of caramel sauce. Yeah. Confections galore.
Well,
I don't know.
Tonight is a bit of a special night. And I look at her like, not to be a gossip, but did you hear what happened today?
No, I didn't. What happened?
Someone tried to throw a box onto Candace. And let's all look to see if she looks surprised.
Big heavy crate full of crockery.
A crate of cracked crockery, please.
Well, after it landed, anyway.
Yeah. So, how about those? How about them insight checks?
Yay! Dear dice roller, don't
How
be a
about a
jerk.
17?
That's nice.
You don't want to know my result.
Oh, yes, I do.
I do. I really do.
My modifier is -1, and I rolled a 2. So I'm still trying to figure out what a champagne fountain is.
I tied with John at 17.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2.
There is, okay, her mood can best be summed up with a little bit of surprise. Much less surprise than you think it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Almost making you think it's not so much the event that has her surprised, but the timing.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not really surprised that someone tried to kill Miss Candace. She's
Not so much that, but some other aspect of the situation did surprise her.
Interesting. I'm not going to call her on that right away, but I'm like, this is
Dangerous times we live in.
yes.
Indeed.
And as near as we can tell, I mean, it was someone just shoved a crate from a high window on a warehouse. Seemed to be specifically trying to get either her or a friend. We're leaning towards her.
That's bad.
Yeah.
She
Very
says,
bad.
understating the thing by large measures. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at this
Well,
point,
it is.
If
It
I
wasn't
may
just
ask.
random
Sorry.
act of violence, though. Someone was. Yeah. We're just, as you can imagine, it kind of has us pretty curious. You know what I mean? Any ideas who might? Any names spring to mind? Think about someone who might want to do that.
I can't think of any.
She's about to be.
Should we roll perception again?
I'm not going to call you on that. She's that's her story, and she's sticking by it.
Right. Yeah. Interesting thing is, if her 16th birthday is about to be official, possibly she's in line to inherit something, and someone wanted to take her out before then. Now I'm wondering who it might go to if she doesn't.
I'm not sure it could go to anybody.
But there is something.
Well, there is a lot here to inherit. The very title.
Or maybe she would just be officially named an heir. Actually,
she'd be an heir. She would be an heir already.
Yeah, right. I'm just wondering if there's something that somebody won't get if she reaches the age of 16 alive.
That's a very good question.
Dave,
Yes?
I'm trying to think. What kind of the only really academic skill I can see here? Well, okay, apart from religion and arcana, I can see history. It might tell me something about inheritance laws.
Give me a roll.
Maybe there's a clue.
Give me a roll.
Yeah.
On that.
Okay. So my total bonus is +2 because it's a proficiency bonus. Oh my! And that gives me a 19.
A 19. Okay. If something does happen to Count Harquin, Candace will inherit regardless, and when she comes of age, she would get the title.
Ah,
Well, okay, she would get the title, okay, if something happened to both parents, she would get the title.
oh, I see. So if she, right.
If something happened to both parents before she reached her age, then she would,
Right.
for a brief period at least, have a guardian.
Right. But
Possibly selected by someone in the household, probably the executor of the count's will.
right, but once she comes of age, she'll be in line to inherit the title. If she dies first, the title will have to pass to somebody.
Right.
Might
And
be
the
worth
question is what relatives. It would pass to children of the count. And as far as you know, at least, Candace is their only child.
right.
He said so.
So that would mean
And you
relatives.
believed him?
That would probably mean it would go to a cousin or something.
It could go to a cousin then, yeah. So you're probably going to have to look at the family tree a little more closely.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now I don't bring up the possibility of demonic pacts or anything that go into force when she reaches 16 because I wouldn't be the person to ask. I don't have arcana.
That would be that. There's an interesting theory.
And-
Where I think you're going with this is, let's see if I'm
I don't
following
bring
the
it up,
plot.
as I say. I'll talk to Argyle about that later on.
Okay,
And-
but just to see if I'm following the plot here that you're thinking that she might have had some sort of demonic thingy in her past that when she reaches 16
Which
would activate.
Miasma that's following her around.
It's a theory.
Yeah, and then of course there's a possibility that there's an illegitimate heir.
That's a possibility.
As a matter of fact, considering that the Duke is nobility, that's actually more likely than demonic pacts.
Well, count.
Demonic pact would make the count, yes.
Yeah.
The demonic, right, demonic pact would make a better story. As a bard, I'm sort of leaning that way, but the other one is also more likely. But anyway, I don't bring any of that up in front of the kitchen staff.
Right.
But I make a few mental notes. Ah,
Oh, that is an interesting point.
and there's another interesting point that's just come up in chat. But I'm thinking about that too, but not saying anything again. Actually, you know what? I'll just engage Celestia in conversation. You know, you've been working for the Count for long.
For about, well, let's see, 10 years now.
10 years now. I understand.
Came from his old house to this one.
Wow, yeah.
He's really been moving up.
Yeah, really something. So, but he was in his old house when you started with him, right?
Yeah. His humble beginnings when he earned his title.
Cool. Yeah. Well, it's always good to see somebody coming up in the world. Gives me real hope, you know.
Wait, you're a bard. You might be interested in the story. How did he move up? How did he?
Yeah. How did that happen, by the way? Yeah. He did a favor for somebody, saved a princess or something.
Right place at the right time. Of course, that's as I heard it originally. That was.
I glance over at Jilly and say, "Yeah, there's a lot of that going around."
But that
So
was that was before I was hired by him, though.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to get the details from him on that.
Well, I wouldn't dream of prying. Who am I kidding? I'm a nosy bard. I love a good story.
Okay, well, let's see. You're a bard. How about some music while we make some food? And you, he says, pointing to Tess, how are you with knives?
Storing a hot plan, I'd say pretty darn good. What kind of knives?
Well,
I'll just,
you cut a lot of things.
Plink a plink a plink diddly dee dee dee.
We have an 800-pound sow outside that needs to be slaughtered.
I'm more about broad strokes rather than precision work, but
Well, let's see if we can give you some broad strokes. She hands you 6 cleavers and several heads of lettuce. And so preparation of food goes into the night. As you prepare and have prepared around you various dishes for dinner, and we are about at that time. I'm going to call this session to a close and leave off here.
Excellent.
Okay.
And we're going to stop broadcast.
Yes.
Until next time.